Hey everyone, welcome back. I hope you're doing well and staying safe. I want to do a quick review, a quick detailed review on the new Tier 5 Pan Asian Cruiser, the Chungking. It is not like the Ramat in any way, shape, or form. It has quite a few weaknesses, and it's a very hard to play. As you saw by the opening and the exploding Chungking, if you get this boat, you need to get used to that, especially if you're going to be up-tiered, or if there's a CV in the game, or a DD spotting you. She has one, unfortunately, I'm going to say critical flaw, and that's her main battery range. Even with the non-upgrade, it's 10.9, which is horrendous. And to be honest with you, with the upgrade, it's only 12 kilometers, which means that destroyers can outdo you. But hey, sit back, let's review the boat and see what you can and can't do. This is a little snip from me in my first ever game, and this is the last play of the game. The deep water torpedoes are always something I like in the Pan Asian series, destroyers and cruisers. But hey, let's move off to the actual detail on what's in her. Alright, so let's talk about what the Chungking can and can't do as a cruiser. I've also brought up, if you noticed, a whole series of Tier 5 cruisers to compare some of the serious flaws that are in this boat. But let's obviously start off with my good old favorite, the armor layout. I know people like to use the term glass job, but 13 millimeter in the front, 10 in the superstructure, and 70 in the sides and side plating. This boat is made of Tier 5 citadels. Even the side plate and the gun mount armor is only 25 millimeter. You're going to see your guns get taken a lot. So here's a bit of the controversy. She's got 3x2 152 millimeter. These aren't Boise guns. These are not Tier 6 or Tier 7 kind of 152 millimeter guns. They don't have a big punch. 9.5 second reload, which is dead slow, and a 22.4 second turning traverse based solely on me and my captain skills, which I'll talk about later. But the main thing is 12 kilometers. That's as far as she can fire. Basically, 10.9 is the non-upgrades. You just saw 14.9. The Marblehead is 13.9. Kirov is 16.3. Next Russian ship, 16.2. Murmansk, 14.8. Look at the Königsberg. Solid 16.5K. British Exeter, again out there at 14.3. And the Genoa, I just took a bunch of random ones here, 14.3. She is the lowest in tier for shooting as a cruiser. Heck, destroyers have better range, especially at the non-upgraded version at 10.9. Torpedoes, just like the Ramat, 2x3, 9.5 kilometers, 61 knots. Except the reload time is 103 seconds. And I got that down with some captain skills. It's terrible. AA we'll get to, and obviously we'll look at some of the other stuff, maneuverability. Concealment, 9 kilometers. Detectability and smoke, 4.6. This is decent. It's not bad. You're going to need the upgrades as well for maneuverability. You just need them. You can't actually survive. The captain skills that I took, I brought in another Tier 121 captain because I can't use the captain from the Ramat. They're two completely different boats, just like the Tier 7 is completely different. All three are different. But I took Grease the Gears because I need to make sure my turrets turn. They're so slow. You're going to want to take Gun Feeder to make sure you reduce your amount of time for changing your ammo because it's bad at 9.5 seconds. Last Stand, she's a glass jaw. She's going to get damaged. I did take focus fire training for AA because you need it. This doesn't have defensive AA like the Ramat at Tier 6. Party targeting, and you're going to get targeted. You'll see some of the videos and some of the clips. Feel the tubes. I reduced the time by 10%. You're going to need this because it's not like the Ramat at all. It's terrible. And of course, fire chance for pyrotechnics, demolition expert. The more fires you can set, the better. I'm right now at 11.5% chance of fire. Adrenaline rush, standard for me in a cruiser. The more damage you take, the more you fire. I even decided to take survivability expert. It's an extra 2,500 life from what I have, and you're going to need this for HP. And of course, concealment. My God, unique concealment. But that's not the main point, the main issue. The main issue, flat out, unconditionally, the guns. For equipment, I always take main armament modification, always. And then engine room equipment protection because you're going to get hit. And you want to make sure your shells hit, so I took aiming systems modification 1 as well as an upgrade. The more, the merrier. I took all of the upgrades. This gave me a better hull mount design for hitting. This is what I'm talking about. This is 12 kilometers. It was 10.9. That's disgusting at Tier 5. It means you can't hit anything. You just can't get close enough to hit something. That's just, ugh. and now it's back to 12 kilometers, which is still not great. Repair module, sorry, damage control, and of course smoke. Smoke is 34 seconds in the last 70 seconds. It's not too bad. Here are my flags that I actually take and I actually use for it. I turn it into a fire starter as much as possible, thus giving me 11.5%. She's pretty thin on being able to hit, so you're going to start fires in superstructures. You're not going to pen battleships. You can kill destroyers, and you will do decent damage to cruisers if they're broadside or on the superstructure. Now, as for AA, this is tier 4 carrier, the Hosho. It's not bad. Since with the upgrade that I took in the captain skills, it wasn't too bad. This was a little bit better than the Ramat, who had defensive AA, so I was pretty happy with this. In this, with this boat, you're only going to see tier 4 and tier 6 carriers. You won't see tier 8 like the Ramat. And as for tier 6, again, Japanese carrier. I know they're bots, but it's something that will show you an example of what works with squadrons. This one did take a bit longer. I was trying to maneuver here as much as possible to ensure that I didn't actually get hit by the bomber so they could take out my AA. That guy was trying to kamikaze me. And they do that now. They actually kamikaze in your ship and do. I've had as much as 2,500 damage on multiple planes each. But anyway, it's fun. Again, eventually here comes this for a second strike, my second priority sector. And it's pretty good. Overall, I'm going to give A solid pass here. It's not bad. So if I had to summarize the Chungking, it's not the Armada tier 6, not even close. That major flaw is definitely the maximum 12 kilometer range for guns. You have to push up, but you've got a 9 kilometer detection. It's not as 12 kilometers in your DD, and you've got a 5.4 kilometer detection. It's a problem. You know, it doesn't matter that you've got a 4.6 penalty in the smoke. At the end of the day, as I showed you the other tier 5 cruisers, most of them outrange her by 1.5 kilometers to at least 4.5 kilometers. Adding 2 kilometers to these guns, or 1.5 kilometers, would greatly help all the games I played with. The biggest issue you having to push up is you're going to expose yourself. And if a destroyer is spotting you or a CV spotting you, you're toast. I have watched my fair share of tier 5 and tier 6 and tier 7 cruisers stay just out of my range, go full broadside to me, and do damage to me. I had a Devonshire hit me on an angle and took half my health in one shot. So again, she's a glass jaw. She's got to push up. She's not designed for that. The boat itself is exceptionally hard to play. If you don't have a lot of experience in the game, I wouldn't play it. I could see people kind of proverbially rage quitting over this boat because it is hard to play. There's no real fun in it. Now, if you're playing tier 4 and tier 5, there's no CV. It can actually be kind of fun, but if you're gonna get up tiered, you're gonna have a bad game. And if you're getting up tiered to battleships that are tier 6 and tier 7, you won't even penetrate them whatsoever. And with 11.5% fire chance, it's not great. The guns aren't great either. Like I said earlier, they're not like Boise guns at 152 millimeter. So anyway, I hope this helps. Always leave comments down below. But as always, take care. Stay safe, and I hope you enjoy the replay and the review, rather. All right, bye for now.